Welcome to Sunless Sea. Sunless Sea came out of early access. I think these are the same devs as the ones that make Darkest Dungeon at the moment. And it has the same type of gritty, not so nice environment. So you will lose, you will lose stuff, you will encounter not so pleasant things in these type of games. So let's simply start a new game. You can say tomb colonist to add the tomb colonies. This isn't slavery, they're tipping you. Interesting. Now I don't really know what the game entails. I know you are driving around in a boat. And this is how the game looks. Pretty beautiful, I have to say. Good looking game. 3 decades ago, in the reign of Victoria, London was stolen by bats. Wow. Now it lies a mile below the surface. It was dreadfully inconvenient for everyone, but it opened a vast black ocean to you. Welcome to the Undersea. Choose a past, decide who you were and what you want to be. A past erased by shadows. Decide later if you just want to go out to sea immediately. Choose this. Opportunist to revisit your past will arrive later. I would say we are choosing a past. You now lodge in a room above the blind helmsman. Where do you hang your hat in London? Okay. Now you are captain, now you belong to the Undersea, but who were you before? A street urchin? Your urchin gang cast you out when you grew too tall. You took the sea to sea, rather than graduate to larger crimes. That last big score was enough to buy a ship. This will give you a bonus to Wales, to the skill of subtlety and evasion. A poet, educated and articulate, you seek sensation at sea. How lucky you had a legacy to spend. Your long-vanished father had a rich patron, it seems. Bonus pages, skill triggerly and knowledge. Veteran of the campaign of 68. You fought in the invasion of hell. London's armies lost. You survived. Your loot and your pension have bought you a command. Bonus to iron, which is in themes damage. Ordained priest, you fell from grace. There's nothing left ashore for you. An anonymous benefactor has found this way out for you. Perhaps at sea you can overcome your appetites. Interesting. Bonus to heart, healing and morale. And naturalist philosopher, your peculiar theories on time, blood and starlight brought you down to the knees, the cavern where London lies, and now they take you out to sea. This will give you a bonus to mirror, skill of detection perception. Detection perception seems nice. Your acquaintance, the plausible surgeon, will serve as ship's doctor until you find someone better. Talk to him to find out why he went to sea. You gain 25 mirrors, new total is 50. The higher your mirrors, the quicker you can find a firing solution in combat. You now have one plausible surgeon. You probably won't saw the wrong limb off. Probably, hopefully. You have earned 20 echo. Echoes are the currency in the bazaar and thus the currency of London. You were a natural philosopher, that we know. No one was born a sea captain. Your stranger quality has gone. Welcome to the world. A past yet to reveal. So you could simply be a stranger. Probably get some bonus from there. You see, we have our plausible surgeon. He has pages +1, hertz +1, and detector board +1. We have Comatose Ferret, mascot. Mostly it's immobile, occasionally it's feral. Hertz +1. And I think this is who we are. How many sailors are aboard? 8 to 10. We have some iron, we have some mirrors, we have all this stuff. Okay. What does winning mean to you? Your father's bones. Your father was lost at sea. You never knew him, but you have often dreamed of him. Find and return his remains to London for a decent burial. Fulfillment, gather 100 tales, learn all of you can of the sea, write a masterpiece to retire. Wealth, you know how it is to be poor. Now you want a mansion, servants, fine clothes, a family perhaps. I think I want the wealth. Beyond the dreams, the undersea is full of riches, death and darkness too, but it's worth the gamble. To win, gather a substantial retirement fund, upgrade your lodgings to a mansion and retire. In occurrence, your objective ambition qualities now retire to a life of luxury. How do you want it to all end? How do you want it all to end? This determines how you win, although you can always just retire in London for a draw. Okay. Okay, last scrap of paperwork. Captain, an irregularity with the Harbour Master office. They wish to know what terms of address do you prefer ashore. This will determine what people call your captain, but your captain gender's up to you. Madam, more the captain choose this than you might expect, sir. Citizen, a term of address popular among those of egalitarian sentiments. My lord, perhaps you really do come from a noble family who's to know. My lady, perhaps you really do come. Okay, captain. Yeah, captain. Let's go with captain. Captain it is. A last piece of advice, explore. Take chances. This captain will probably die. The sea is hungry, but each captain passes on lessons to the next. In occurrence, you are addressed as quality is now captain. And here we are. Now we can decide, who do we want? I mean, we are a captain. Let's go with the captain. We are Captain Mulligan. Okay. No, fallen London, deep, dark and marvelous, all voyages start here, and this is where successful voyages end. It waits for captains, the much lamented London, she's the greatest city of the undersea, your lodgings. Here you may catch up with a correspondence, rest or retire altogether from seafaring life. And yes, this is more or less the quest hub. We can see our story stuff, our hold, what we have. This is our ship. We have a deck, ledge beater and stain rod, reconditioned frigate, surplus, deck gun Mark II. This way up, a weapon which may serve against small monsters or feeble pirates. Deck weapon, high damage, +8, blah blah blah. Stats, irrelevant. We don't have auxiliary or bridge, but we have engines. Elderly steeple engine, a battered, rusting mechanism that will ensure your ship goes in more or less the correct direction. And we can then see weapon statistics, what our deck has, forward and aft, probably the back. And our cargo, we have some fuel, coal dug from the cliffs, or important from hell. If you run out of fuel, you will drift helplessly. Supplies, food and equipment. If you run out of supplies, hunger will eventually destroy you. Curiosities, your echo. Invictus token, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. You're in unforgiving mode, with no save slots beside the basic autosave. You will lose this token if you switch from unforgiving to merciful mode. So you can have a hardcore mode and a normal mode, it seems. And advice for the captain. This provides advice, snippets, story LED. Set to remove this advice, story LED. This is our cargo. We can always drop stuff overboard, interesting. Then we have our journal. I'm not interested in tutorials. Let's see. Mulligan's accomplishments. Marina, you know something of the undersea. Yeah, there's London. That is all. Okay, this is all our ambitions. How do we want to almost save? Quality of lodgings. Room above the blind helmsman. Okay, this is simply what we have. We have some officers, as we saw. We have the mascot, which we can speak to. Play with a ferret. No, your comatose ferret. It lies across your deck like a lumpy scarf. Play with a ferret, attract its attention. Unlock when something evades you is nothing evades you. Time to leave. Let's go. A very roll of the eyes. Play that eye roll says play. I played once in the happy warrens of London. Before you installed me in this floating coffin, you made me eat great food. Damn your play. It is all an eloquent eye roll. He is not all that impressed by us. Let's see what the doctor says. Hello, my dear. Sit down carefully. Just let me tidy away these implements. We don't want any carelessness, do we? Increase your pages. Oh, ho, ho. I can't do this. So I don't need to read this. I need a secret. Unlock with pages no more than... Okay. Spending a secret will improve your pages, but no higher than 50. Pages, where's this one? This is... Increase the speed at which you convert fragments of secrets. Then we have shops. We can speak with different people that have different stuff. We have some money. If I can remember where to see it. But I simply here. We have some echoes. I would like some fuel and some supplies. Only to be safe. I don't know how much I need. So we can go here. What is this? On endings and beginnings, captains often die. This is not the end. When you die, okay, go. What is this? Legacies. Future captains can inherit some skills, officers, equipment, and money. Over time, you will find extra items and advantages that allow you to preserve a greater inheritance. So that only means you die. The next playthrough, you get a little bit startup for your accomplishments in the last game. Exploration is the heart. You know, we can simply keep that away. London. Here, this is interesting. Visit the Admiralty's survey office. They will pay for information from the captains. Find out what and how. Let's simply go. Okay. We did, okay. The Admiralty's picket fleets and intelligence network are long gone. The survey office pays the captains a small sum of recent information. Visit and investigate ports to gain port reports and trade them in here. The first time you trade in a port report, you will gain Admiralty flavor. Ask if there's anything in particular you need. Well, if we can be assured of your discretion. Ask to speak to a higher authority and leave the Admiral. Let's simply ask. This port. Speak to our agent there and return. We will see that you are rewarded. Visit the port below and return to London. You can check the details in your journal at any time. Retrieve strategic information from Galda's Morn. Okay. We have a mission. We have a mission. This is not what I want. Okay. Your lodgings, we can talk here and get stuff, as you see. Read the morning papers, the Unexpurgated Gazette, the magazine formerly known as the London Magazine, the spiteful trumpeter news. The Echo Bazaar, that enigmatic marketplace, has increased its tax on love stories. The traitor empress has forbidden singing in the streets outside her palace. The anarchists of the Calendar Council have inexplicably dynamited a drinking fountain. The Ministry of Public Decency has located and destroyed a nest of gallbladder wasp. You now have one of this recent news. I don't know for what. But okay. Now this is London. We have gazetteers. This is only our little thing. We have a chart, which is the map, which is quite impressive. And a menu. Now, how do I set sail? Oh, there, launch, E. Okay. Now, the bed. Toggle flashlight. Okay. Repair ship, available if your hull is at 50% or better. Full power to the engines is F. What is the bed? Okay. Now I am controlling with WSP. Now we have a mission. We can see in the journal. Retrieve strategic information from Galdas Morn in the Corsair's forest. Okay. Let's search for that. There's a ship down there. We have some information. I can always drop my Z-Bat, which helps, I hope. Hunter's Keep. I'm doing here full power. Drop the Z-Bat. What happened? Something awaits you in port. Okay. Z-Bat, okay. Mutton Island is a long way in the south. Wait, Mutton Island? Is this where I need to go? No, right? No, it is not. But we can simply search for this island. Go, Z-Bat. Help us. There we go. There's some distance in the southwest. So down here. And there we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Go away. There are no islands within Z-Bat range. Oh no, stuff is going on. Go away. Discovered. Too much stuff is going on. Go away. No. Power to the engines. Dup. Crabs. No. I don't have any weapons. No, don't attack me. Z-Bat, go. Z-Bat. By the way, this is not what I want to fight. Dock weapons, okay. Now we are here. All clear. Good. We are no longer in a fight. We burned through a bunch of our fuel. We have a thermometer. The terror of the sea is less here. Okay. There are no islands. We could go in here, probably. I think this is the place where we can dock. There we go. Easy dock. And here we can escape a lump of dark rocks vast in mist, like 100 other under the islands. You stand on the dock as the sea nudges the ship's sides, and an unexpectedly warm breeze carries the faintest trace of lavender. Present yourself at the house. They will have heard your ship comes in. Why hide? Walk in the garden, take a couple of burly sailors with you, just in case, but the gardens are tranquil as moonlight. Reconnoitre the island. Don't know. Plank cliffs, soft green lawns, a well tucked away in a fold of the grounds. Anything else? Spy on the house. This place may not be as simple as it seems. A very modest challenge. A 75% chance to succeed. Let's do that. Okay. Piano music drifts across the terrace. You peer through a half-open French window into a grand parlor. Grand in size, if a little reduced in style by dust and neglect. A dark-haired, pale-skinned young woman bends earnestly over a piano keyboard. Another fair-haired, but unmistakably her sister, sprawls on the sofa with a book. A third sits by the fireplace, staring sorrowfully into the embers. Soon, she says, and the piano music falters and stops. We will go hungry, and then the end will come for me, but not for you. The pianist raises her eyes from the keyboard. Hush, if we don't speak of it. She frowns. Has she seen you at the window? You withdraw. You have gained 40 fragments. New total. Scrap of lore. Discover monsters and locations to gain fragments. Gain enough fragments and they will combine into a secret. You know something of Hunter's Keep. You have known to visit the three sisters of Hunter's Keep. You succeeded in a well challenge. The higher the difficulty, the higher the chance of success. The quality. Rails, the speed, stealth, deception, decreases the range at which enemies will spot you. Now that we know what is in there, we can, we can simply reconnoiter the island. Why not? Plunging cliffs, soft green lawns, a well tucked away in a fold of the ground. Anything else? The sea is silent. Ship rarely comes here. Nothing changes, even the weather. The house is the heart of the isle. The house and the sisters. But the Admiralty may be happy to know that nothing changed, at least. You now have one of this, a port report, which we can give and get something in return. And now let's talk to the sisters. Knock and enter. A maid with a smoldering topaz eye shows you into the parlor where three young women wait. A visitor, the youngest cries. The next youngest shuckles, the eldest sighs. Do excuse the intercorum, she says. Visitors are rare. You are very welcome. I am Cynthia. The noisy one is Phoebe. The cheerful one is Lucy. You are in a good time for lunch. Will you join us? You are acquainted with the sisters of the Hunter's Keep. Okay, we can now launch on with the sister Cynthia. Cynthia is the eldest, melancholy, pensive, occasional dramatic. We have launch on with the sister Lucy. Lucy, the middle sister, is sunny, restless, prone to triggers. And Phoebe is soft-voiced, watchful, unpredictable. And then we could, news, even when the sisters aren't feeling sociable, they can be tempted out of their lair by the smell of a new story. Which needs... I need something for that, right? What do I need? Time to leave port... I have one recent news. Unlock when sojourning with the sister is. So I need to talk with them. So let's talk with Lucy, the sunny, jiggly woman. A draft tale. Lucy leans over and whispers to you confidentially a complex story about a butler, a pig, and an inheritance. You don't follow all the details of the plot, but somehow the pig ends up in an attic and the butler in a vicar's bed. Candles flicker, dishes enter and leave, and the wind butts gently at the window panes. By the time the plum pudding arrives, you are as cheerful as you've been in months. You've gained 1 supply. Good. We have lost 28 hunger. You have now the Gods of the Sea Stone's attention, which is... it's very far away, but perhaps it's watching you. That's all for now. You will find a story when you are next make port. You've lost 3 terror, and you are acquainted with the sister. Which means I could... well, not receiving visitors, the parlor is empty. Where are the sisters? Let's see. The maid makes it clear through a series of unwelcoming growls that Phoebe, Lucy, and Cynthia are all 3 indisposed. No lunch today, apparently. Let's see, can we get the news? Knock and wait. You ask the sulphur-eyed maid, I thought amber-eyed, but okay, to carry a few hints of your news to the sisters. Oddly enough, she comes back with a message that the headaches are cured and you are invited for lunch again. Okay, I don't have the news mail because I traded them. There trembles, a breath of change passes. You'll find a story when you next make port. Now I can talk with them again. I talk to Lucy. I think let's talk with Phoebe. Here's a story. Phoebe has a story to tell of the 2 lovers parted by water, of a raven that carried messages, of a fragment of the moon. She beats time on the table as she speaks, as if to a song only she can hear. The effect is hypnotic. Your attention drifts out through the skylight of the dingy room, to the false stars glittering in the roof of the cavern. You drift like a puffball spore. The undersea shimmers below. Islands lie like mineral specimens on black velvet. Ships bob like wood ships between the islands. Vast spined things pulse in the depths. There is a scent like the scent before a storm. The storm came, says Phoebe quietly. Everything changed. Somewhere in there you finished the last course. The scowling maid reluctantly serves cheese and Bath Oliver biscuits. We got a new supply. We got an ancient anger knows you. You are acquainted, that's all for now, and you have 1 memory of a distant shore. At the university and in the tomb colonies, they will pay well for stories of far lands. Now I can't do anything here again because I don't have news, so we can only depart and see the next island. But we will do that next episode, so don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment, and as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.